This was given to us by the Washington Wine Commission, and congratulating us for winning the top honors for 2008 with Restaurant of the Year. And it's done real well for us. It makes it makes it easier to get certain wines. It's just brought in focus from other places, Seattle, Tacoma, looking at us, going, "Whoa, what's going on over there?" And it's been real good. Since the award, we've been getting a lot more Seattle people coming over for dinner, a lot more Tacoma people coming over for dinner. It's done real well for us. Almost every night, every single table has a bottle of wine at the table.
Wow, that's great.
Which you don't find at every restaurant.
Wine?
We have Monday night. Tonight is beef bourguignon night. It was one of our staples that has been taken off the menu with the new chef, but so many people are still asking for it. We decided, hey, let's have Monday beef bourguignon night. We have a Wednesday half night, half bottle price night.
Okay.
Anything up to $60 is half off. Anything over $60 is 25% off. And then of course we have countless winemakers events. Some of and Woodinville's got a lot of new ones coming up too. Woodinville Wine Cellars. We just put their Ausonius. I held that off for 6 to 8 months, and it is drinking just killer. Brought that out. First 3 people, they were just like, "My God, what is this?" Never heard of it. There's a lot of them out there that they've never heard of. Sparkman, Chris Gorman, Mark McNeely, several of them, Culin Hills, and it's great. It's great because this is a pretty wine-savvy area here, so people are willing to try. And it's nice when I've tasted the wine, I know that it's a quality bottle of wine. They're not going to be able to say, "Oh yeah, this is weak."
I talked with you earlier. I asked about how the downturn in the economy has been on the restaurant. And, I would think it would be because of your focus that you guys are doing okay.
It's that. It has a lot to do with the quality of our food, the quality of the service, the outstanding Northwest wine list, but it also has to do with where we're at. Gig Harbor is a pretty affluent area, so we're still going strong. We still do better. We still better the last year's month every month this year so far. Went over to Seattle Sheraton where an old boss from Morgan's was working. Got a job there, and as I'm working there, I find this little restaurant called Fuller's, and I'm like, oh, I got to work there. So, and by then I'd had like 4 years experience as a server, and they hired me as a busser, and it was like. I'm like, okay, I'll do it, and come to find out that you're more than just a busser when you work at Fuller's. So I worked there and moved my way up to a back waiter position, and that's when I started getting involved with wine because captains were 50, 60 years old. We're having little tastings all over the place all the time, and that's when I really started getting interested in it. But I always really liked the Washington wines. I don't know why. I mean, I like all of it, but I really, really like that. So I was kind of focused on Washington. And my personal cellar right now is about 98% Northwest. He's got a simple approach to food. Doesn't want to oversauce it, overspice it. Everything looks great. Everything is being received really well, especially the elk and the lamb shank. He's just taking his own. He's adding new things, like instead of just potatoes, he'll be doing celery root and things like that. He's bringing lachinata kale is on a lot of the plates, just new different things. He's got a little bit of that Asian flair from working in Vietnam and Hong Kong, and you can see that in a lot of the side dishes and what he's doing there.
Okay.
But it's all based around flavors of the Northwest. When we talked about before we received the wine, we talked about it, and we were pretty sure, I'm just off the top of my head thinking Nebbiolo, I'm thinking more of an Italian feel, more of an old world style. We were thinking lamb, but as soon as I opened the bottle, put it right to my nose, I just went, elk. It's got to be the Canadian elk. And then of course I said, well, let's go, get one out. And we both decided that absolutely it was a perfect pairing with the elk. Like I say, just that old world feel, and and that gaminess really brought into it. But there was also a little bit of that underlying blueberry hint in that wine that I smelled. And of course, we have a blueberry demi-glaze and cranberry foam on the elk, and I just thought it would be a perfect pairing, perfect. And when I tasted it, I didn't think the food was the star, and I didn't think the wine was the star. So in my opinion, that was a well married food pairing.
Okay.